guys, it's me, Minnath, and welcome to my channel. So today I'll be spilling the tea on how I learned Korean all the way from Sunnyside, Sri Lanka. That's right, I'll be sharing all the tips and tricks that I use and some methods that you can definitely put into practice as well if you ever decide to learn Korean yourself. So sit back, relax, get cozy, and let's get started.
야, 이쁜아, 내일 날씨 뭐야? 어?
요 며칠 소나기가 자주 지나가면서 날이 선선했는데요. 내일부터 다시 한낮을 여기 30도 가까이 오를 것으로 예상됩니다. 때문에 옷차림을 가볍게 하시고 수분을 자주 섭취하시면 좋겠습니다.
That was from The Glory. I remember I binge watched that within just a day. When I decided to learn Korean, I knew I needed a fun way to start learning it. And to be honest, the only reason I started learning Korean was so that I can watch the dramas without subtitles. And so it was only right that, I kept binge watching them left and right. One moment I was watching one episode from a K-drama, and the next thing you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how many times I have lost sleep because of an episode that I decided I was capable of finishing before the sunrise, but turns out that it's not a challenge to take up. So the thing with learning Korean with K-dramas is not only are the stories really interesting, with the random amnesia and the rich mother throwing in a cash-filled envelope to the poor girl that's dating her rich son, I also picked up a lot of fun phrases. The more I watched, the more I fell in love with the language, and the more Korean I learned without even realizing it. So this is a strategy you should also try. So as my interest in the Korean language grew, I also discovered Korea Corner at the public library in Colombo. Up to date, it is one of the places that I frequently visit, especially because it is a place just filled with things that connect me, being here in Sri Lanka, to Korea that is 8 hours away. Korea Corner is a dedicated section that offers Korean language lessons for free. They've also got Korean books, magazines, and other resources. I spent many hours back then exploring the shelves, practicing my pronunciation, and just having fun learning Korean with others who were just as interested in it as me. It was like teleporting to Korea without needing a passport.
때는 아무래도 좀 진짜 가제수건 깨끗이 이렇게 하면서 시간인 것 같긴 한데 외져서 엄마한테 걱정이 되고.
Another great resource that has helped me a lot in my Korean language journey is Korean reality TV series. They are not only fun, but they have also taught me a lot on how normal everyday conversations in Korean would be carried out, which is kind of, I would say, different from the scripted teledramas or K-dramas that you see on TV or on Netflix. And one of the reality TV series that I'm really into these days is My Golden Kid with Dr. Oh, who also goes by the name Oh Bak-sanim in Korean. She is a very famous child psychologist in Korea. And this show, I guess, has received a lot of attention in Korea itself. And if I had to describe it in one word, I would say it is sad. There hasn't been an episode that I haven't really cried after finishing it, because this is so much more emotional and deep at a different level. And it is quite different from the other reality TV series like Running Man and other famous stuff that's going on. Fun fact, I have never watched Running Man. So this is the only reality TV series that I have watched and I really love. But to be honest, half the time I really don't understand what Dr. O talks about because she uses complex medical terms. And at the same time, these reality TV series don't really come with English subtitles. So I tend to use Papago, and that has helped me a lot in making sense of what exactly is going on. And through this, I would say I have learned a lot more Korean than I would have normally had the chance of learning, And also, this show has not only given me life lessons for the future because of the kind of advice that she shares on the program, but I would say it has also increase my speed of being able to read Korean, because I've been able to put in that Korean reading into practice because of the random pop-up subtitles that you see in this Korean reality TV series. You have to read them because they just make the entire show even more interesting. And I would say this is also kind of a pretty distinct feature for Korean reality TV series, because in Sri Lanka you won't really find TV series like this with subtitles especially. So it was something that interested me a lot in the beginning, and I have found very helpful in putting my Korean reading into practice. So if you are trying to find another cool way of learning Korean, this is a method you should definitely try. So while all the entertainment was cool, I also knew that I needed to have some structure when learning Korean. That's when I turned into Coursera, which is the online learning platform with so many different courses. There's a lot of Korean courses in that program, and there are a lot of legit gurus who teach Korean language, including a course from Yonsei University, which I highly recommend. There's also a lot of interactive lessons and fun quizzes and other different courses which you should also definitely try, because it is one thing to learn from dramas and TV shows, and then when it comes to learning in a structured manner, you are able to comprehend Korean much better, so that you can make use of it for day-to-day life, or someday if you decide to take up using Korean as a profession. So you can find courses for different stages of fluency which you are in. I highly recommend for you guys also to try that. Personally, for me, learning Korean has been a wild ride. I've been able to meet many people, amazing people throughout this journey, and even be able to converse with Koreans themselves. And I have got many comments on how fluent I sound. Well, between me and you, I don't know much. It's all the dramas that I'm putting into use. So if you ever think that watching K-dramas or watching reality TV series won't give you that exposure to learning Korean, you are absolutely wrong. It doesn't really have to be only courses and just the boring stuff. You can also learn a lot from other things, depending on whichever that you are interested in. And in fact, I am very grateful for all the resources. It has just made this entire language learning process an adventure in itself, Whether it was watching K-dramas, getting hooked onto the reality TV series, or just being part of Korea Corner and visiting Korea Corner and learning in Korea Corner, I have had so much fun throughout this entire process. So that is what I want to recommend to you guys as well. Just make sure that whether you are learning Korean or any other language, make sure that you always have fun. If it is something boring and if you get bored, you will obviously not be interested in learning anything more than, well, nothing. My one advice would be to just embrace the journey, embrace the language, and just embrace the amazing adventure that's coming up with learning a new language, because it exposes you to a lot more than you would be able to realize, So that's a wrap for today's video. I hope this helped you, and I hope you will be able to make use of the little things that I shared in this video. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe for more language learning adventures and other cool videos that I will probably be uploading soon. And hey, let me know how your language learning adventure has been. I want to hear them all. So until next time, take care, and I will see you in the next video. Annyeong! Bye!